Welcome Primary 4, Miss Hiba Ahmed is with you. Today we will take in Concept 2, Lesson 4. Okay? All of us put gasoline in our car to allow the car to move. And we must know that gasoline is one of the petroleum components. What is the meaning of that? The petrol that we discovered under the earth, it has many components. Gasoline, it's one of its components, and we use gasoline and we put it in the car to allow the car to move. The gasoline contains a chemical potential energy where the car engine transforms it to another form of energy. The gasoline contains a chemical potential energy. When the gasoline is burned, this chemical potential energy changes to another form of energy. Let's see the chemical potential energy stored in the gasoline. It changes to what? Number one, when the gasoline starts to burn, the chemical potential energy it changes into mechanical or kinetic energy when the car starts to move. So, when the gasoline burns and the car moves, here's the chemical potential energy. It changes into mechanical or kinetic energy. And some of the mechanical or kinetic energy change into electric energy that it change when the engine of the car runs. When the car starts to move by changing the chemical potential energy into mechanical energy, the engine of the car starts to run. And when the engine of the car starts to run, it produces electric energy that produce sound, that change into sound energy or thermal energy. So when the car starts to move, the engine of the car runs. This engine produces electric energy that some of it change into sound energy that we hear it in the radio of the car, and some of them it changes into thermal energy when we use the air conditioner inside the car. So the chemical potential energy in gasoline, when it burns, it changes into kinetic or mechanical energy that allow the car to move. When the car starts to move, the engine of the car run and produce electric energy. This electric energy changes into sound and thermal energy. Sound energy, like the sound of the radio, okay, and thermal energy, like the thermal energy in the heat conditioner inside the car. So, the engine inside the car is called internal combustion energy. Internal combustion energy. This engine inside the car, we called it what? Internal combustion energy. Internal combustion engine. Okay? The internal combustion engine is designed to safely burn of gasoline inside the engine. Okay? To not allow any fire or not allow any burn happened outside it, so the car get in fire. So the internal combustion engine inside the car help in safely burn of gasoline inside the engine, okay, and prevent the car from burning. When the gasoline is burned, the chemical potential energy, yes, it changes into kinetic energy or mechanical energy that allow the car to move. From the previous example, we can know that new energy cannot be created and also existing energy cannot be destroyed. What is the meaning of that? In the example of the changing of the chemical potential energy into kinetic energy, and the engine runs, so it produced electric energy that change into sound or thermal. As you can see, we cannot generate the energy. The energy is existed all the time. The gasoline contains a chemical potential energy that it changes into mechanical and electric and sound and thermal. Okay, so the energy is existed in the first, then it changes from one form to another, and also the energy cannot be destroyed. Okay, so new energy cannot be created. It was existed in a potential chemical energy inside the gasoline, and this type of energy it changes into another form of energy. Okay, and also the energy cannot be destroyed. As an example of the car engine, the food that we eat. The food inside our body contain a potential chemical energy. When the food is burned, it changes into kinetic energy when we do any movement. Okay? Now let's talk about the changes of the forms of energy inside a robot opening a bottle cap. As you can see in this picture, that's the hand of the robot. It try to open the bottle cap, this red bottle cap. Okay, so all of us know that the robots are operated by what? By batteries, and we know that batteries contain chemical energy because there is a chemical reaction happened inside it, so it produced a chemical energy. So the chemical energy that is stored in the batteries, it change into, yes, electrical energy, and this electrical energy allow the hands of the robot to move, so the electrical energy it changes into mechanical or kinetic energy. So when the robot start to open the bottle cap, so the chemical energy stored in the batteries change into electrical energy, and this electrical energy change into mechanical or kinetic when the robot start to move its hand. From this example, okay, we also know that new energy cannot be created and also existing energy cannot be destroyed. Why? Because we doesn't create the energy here. It was stored in the battery as a chemical energy, and it changes from one form to another. Okay? Energy is converted from chemical energy to mechanical energy when the robot hands is moved and open the bottle. From the previous example, can you answer this example with me? Okay, we have here a torch. The torch is worked by what? Yes, batteries. So, which type of energy is stored in the batteries? Bravo, chemical potential energy. It changes into, very good, electric energy. And this electric energy change into which energy? Light energy. Very good. Thank you for listening. Miss Hiba Ahmed was with you.